In this video, I'm gonna show you why harnessing the law of attraction to our own benefit can be tricky, even though we're using it not to our benefit effortlessly on a daily basis. So when you begin to understand what the law of attraction is all about and you're putting it into practice, you know that you get to ask the universe for what you want, right? You get to place your order, so to speak. You get to claim what it is you're trying to bring into your reality, right? And so the thing is, when we ask, there's like a desire behind it, right? That makes us go and say, okay, I want this, I want that, right? So this desire leads you to want something, which leads you to ask the universe for that, right? So wanting is fine. And the initial desire is fine too. But then what happens is, you want something, you ask the universe for something, but then it's like there's this detrimental desire that lingers on throughout the process, right? And so you've placed your order and now you're like desiring it so bad. The thing with this is that when you desire something during the manifestation process, this desire includes a possibility for non-fulfillment. What's behind this burning desire that's like dragging throughout the manifestation process is the belief that you cannot have it or that you might not have it. And then what happens is the universe is responding to your frequency all the time. So we're like, oh, I desire this so bad. I need to have this. I'm gonna manifest this. I desire this so bad, you know? So this frequency is a frequency of some, it's not, you don't believe you can have it. You actually are thinking unconsciously that you might not get it, that it's too hard, that you don't deserve it, whatever that looks like for you, right? And so the manifestation doesn't come into fruition, right? So it's a bit of like a dichotomy of sorts where you want something, but you can't really desire it. You can't really need it. Because if your life depends on it, then the frequency that you're carrying ultimately is not the positive one of knowing and of trusting that you're getting what you're claiming. And this trips us up so many times during the manifestation process, right? And so it's very interesting because when we're manifesting all the time, okay guys, manifesting is not this thing that we turn on to get what we want. It's an ongoing thing, just like the law of gravity, right? It's an ongoing thing that's happening at all times. So if you don't like your life experience at any given moment, that's the attraction that took place and brought the things you do not want into your life, right? And it's very funny because attracting the things we don't want is so effortless. And why do you think that is? Let's reverse it now and think about the negative manifestation. You're getting, all the things you don't want. Lifelong lack, right? And anything else you don't desire, you don't want in your experience. and they keep showing up effortlessly, right? Do you think we are projecting this desire to manifest the bad things so badly? Are we actually placing this excess importance for the manifestations of things we don't want? No. What happens is, sorry about that. Manifestation takes place when there is a union between your mind and your heart, your conscious mind and your subconscious mind. When they agree that on anything, that thing comes into fruition, right? And remember, the heart does not object to something the mind thinks over and over and over again and believes in. The heart is just going to align with it, and that thing comes into fruition. So the things we hate, or that we love to hate, they just happen naturally because we're so conditioned to thinking bad thoughts and believing negative stories that it's so ingrained that the heart is like, okay, I'm with you. And then there's a union, and then these things we don't want keep showing up. And then when we learn about the law of attraction and we're like, okay, let's do this. We're like, okay, I want a house. I want the perfect relationship. I want whatever, right? Then it's like we're tripping up because suddenly it's like, oh, I need to have this. My life depends on this, you know? So in our innocence, we're trying to harness it for the good, but we don't realize that there's all this pressure, right? Because we don't really believe that it's a matter of choice. We get to choose. Our job with manifesting is to choose what we want. But then if there's resistance, if there's like a burning desire that's like getting in the way because it's like a frequency that tells the universe that you don't believe in it, that you don't have it, then the manifestation is fruitless, right? And this is all so interesting, guys. We get to think about this a little more, reflect on it, meditate on it. Because it's not really hard. But breaking away from the conditioning, the negative conditioning, might be a bit of a challenge. So I'm just gonna quote now something from this book that I find phenomenal. It's called Reality Transurfing, and I invite you to go get the book and read it, because it's very interesting. It's almost like this book. Transurfing is a model of its own, and it's got its own like terminology. So I'm just gonna brief you a little bit on the words that you might not understand because it's so specific before I read the quote. But it's almost like it illustrates in a more tangible way the intangible principles of an invisible law. So this book is phenomenal. I'm no expert on it. I just share with you the way I interpret it. So by all means, just go get the book because it's awesome. So the two things I just have to brief you before I read is these two terms that they use here. One is inner intention, which means you trying to go and manipulate the 3D world in order to get what you want. This is inner intention. And then we have outer intention, which is choosing what it is that you want and just allowing. And just allowing, because you know that the universe can come, that what you want can be manifested from this invisible information field and materialize in the 3D world. It's very interesting. So inner intention, you trying to manipulate the world to get what you want, and outer intention, choosing what you want and stepping back from a place of knowing. So this is all you have to know before I read. Okay, very interesting. Let's go. Outer intention is a huge, unfathomable force, right? At the same time, you can see how fluid and subtle it is. It is control, and at the same time, the renunciation of control, right? It is the decision to have, at the same time as the abandonment of the need to achieve. It is something unfamiliar to the mind, right? Like we're not conditioned to that. It's like, I want this, I gotta have it. And then we're getting in our own way, right? And then it's like, this doesn't work, right? It's just that we get to practice because it is something unfamiliar to the mind, and we are blessed to be able to make it familiar to the mind. And that's why we are all on this path, right? It's beautiful. We are used to securing what we desire by setting an inner intention. We are used to thinking that if we have the right directing impact on the world, it will respond immediately. Immediately, yeah. The idea of inner intention is clear and straightforward. Even so, things do not always come that easily. You still have to make an effort, insist on your goals, struggle for what you want, and fight your way forward. Right? The method of transurfing suggests that if you let go of launching an advance, the world will offer its embrace. That's so sweet. It's all about learning how to play the game, right, guys? It's so fun. Obviously, such an unconventional approach is bound to leave the rational mind confused, right? And that's all you're watching this video. That's why I'm making this video. That's why there's so much content on this. Because we are learning, right? And let's remember that we are blessed to be learning. We are blessed. It's such a blessing. So, yeah. There's this other part that I find interesting that compares two situations when you're trying to manifest, for example. And then you can tell me which one you think is the one that can come into fruition more easily and effortlessly. I'm sure you'll know this one. Okay, so the first one is, I really want to achieve what I desire. For me personally, it is a matter of life and death. Ooh. Whatever happens, I have to have it. I will do everything I possibly can to make sure I get it. Right? This is like everyone before learning about the law of attraction, basically. And this is the second. I have decided, guys, this is the key word here, choosing, deciding. That's it. I have decided that I will get what I desire. I want it. What's the problem? It will be mine, full stop. It's a knowing, right? And when you claim what it is that you want, when you decide that you will have it, when you choose it, there's an infinite field of information, of infinite possibilities, And that's why I always tell you guys, you can have anything you want. There are no limits. So you decide on something, and then it's not about forcing that through the physical world. It's not about efforting at all. And then you pick that. Your life doesn't depend on it. It's a place of love. It's a place of acceptance. And you're choosing it. And you're just happy to know, like you know, that that is what you get. And then from that peaceful, accepting space, the heart is bound to agree. And then when that agreement is reached, the process of materialization takes place. So this is something we get to practice. And desiring and needing for the life of you. That's not the right frequency. The universe is responding to your frequency. So right now, if you're trying to manifest something and it's feeling uncomfortable, stop it. Even if it's just for a little while. And focus on yourself. Focus on self-love. Focus on acceptance. Focus on gratitude. Gratitude is a phenomenal practice. And you are able to get into the divine flow of this place of acceptance. And so if you can, get this book, because it explains all these like airy things from universal laws in a way that's like the mind can like touch it a little more. Okay? So this really helps. And manifesting is a place of love. If you feel resistance, if you're trying to push it, that's not the way to go. But remember, there is an information field of infinite possibilities. Everything and beyond your mind can fathom exists. Creation is finished. It's a matter of choosing and selecting. You can have anything you want. You are worthy. You deserve the best of the best of the best of the best, and you can have it. But first we get to work on our instrument first. Because this is our energetic instrument that pulls to us everything, the good and the bad. So when we clean it, it's just everything becomes effortless, and the things you desire come to you through inspired action, of course, right? You're acting, but you're acting from a place of love. You're acting from a place of inspiration. Ooh, I get the goosebumps just thinking about it. It's so divine. Okay, guys? So thank you for sticking with me until the end. And I love you so much. I mean it. Like I love you, like I love you, like I love you, and I know, like I know that you can have anything you want. Okay? The camera cut me off here. Thank you so much for subscribing to my channel. I hope this helped you, and I will see you next time.